Good evening, everyone. The time here is 7:40. Welcome to my online digital stream office. I'm online all the time. My online office open 7 days a week, 24/27. This is live in order for the future buyer to see Wilhelmina. This is my online office. Now, my question is, what is the purpose that you want to buy gold? What is the purpose? Hi, Michelle. Good evening. The time here is 7:41, August 29, 2020. I would like to greet everyone around the globe. Good morning to you, and good evening here from my end. Wilhelmina is based in Down Under, called Down Under, which is Australia. This is my home base office. I am the extension of the seller in West Africa. The head office is in Conakry, Guinea. The head office is in Bamako, Mali. The head office in Sierra Leone. Wilhelmina is the one who brought this on social media, telling the world we have the supply. The seller is a miner. He has a license to mine and he has a license to export to you. So they bring the gold to Wilhelmina as a marketing consultant. I am appointed to handle sales and marketing to the social media domain. Meaning to say, we are now in the 21st century. You can search supply through social media, through Twitter, through Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So the buyer is easy for you to find the supply when you are a real buyer. I know there's so many broker online, brokering, and also there's so many small gold trader to buy the gold in order for the small trader to resell it to his own customer to get the profit. Now, how are you able to get the profit if you don't have a capital? If you have a least capital, it wouldn't work at all. Now, may I educate both of you guys, whoever you are? I'm not going to mention the name of a person. 95% of you guys from outside Africa, you were being duped, meaning to say you were being cheated. Now, I would like to emphasize that most of you said, oh, I was being a scammer, or the seller is a scammer, or the shipping agent is a scammer. Listen very carefully, Mr. and Miss Lady. You are buying money to make money, right? So therefore, you need the capital. You cannot just buy gold to pay taxes. That is impossible. You live in United States, and you live in Dubai, and you live in Singapore, you live in Hong Kong. When you buy products, any products, you have to pay the product plus a value added tax. In Australia, I go for groceries in Coles and Wallis, or even to buy gold lotto, or even to pay the, the bills, phone bills, plus government sales tax 10%. I don't have any problem paying taxes. When I pay, they already included the government sales tax 10% and then the total sale value. I don't have any problem paying that, but you, as a trader, you have a problem buying gold. I want to buy gold, I will pay taxes. Why are you going to pay taxes? You have not paid the gold. Yeah, you have not paid the gold, so why are you going to pay taxes? You have to travel to see what you're buying before you pay taxes. Right. But the seller did not explain to you. The seller will say, here's my price, $32,000. This is real, eh? The seller offered 32,000 to a person in United States, right? And that person from United States, she's hungry to grab the opportunity, 32,000 per kilo out of 215 kilos. So $32,000 per kilo, multiply that to 215, 32,000 times 215 kilos. This is the value of 215. Now that person, she only paid taxes. She only paid shipping cost. But did you receive any asset report from GGO in Sierra Leone? Did you receive the asset report from DNGM in Bamako, Mali? Did you receive an asset report from the Central Bank of Conakry, Guinea? Did you receive an asset report from Ghana if you want gold in Ghana? Something like that. Did you? But I'm sure you haven't. Did you receive the ownership of the gold? Have you? And did you receive the gold is free of illegal activities? Did you? I'm sure you didn't. And did you get the airway bill? Did you? I'm sure you didn't get the airway bill from the shipping company. I'm sure. So there would be a problem, and then you're gonna say, "Scam, scam." You're one of the scammer. I would like you to define again the word of scam. Scam means you lied yourself and you let the seller deceive you in the form of lying. This is the seller was saying, I have the gold. I want to sell it to you $32,000. You pay taxes. And you, as the buyer, you grab the opportunity because the gold today is $63,000. 63,168.82. And you were being offered $32,000. And your eyes is bigger than a dollar. And when the gold arrived in New York, you will resell it to your own end customer. Whatever the price of gold today, the customer will pay you whatever the price of gold. Now you must remember, Mr. Buyer, you are buying unrefined. You cannot just sitting down in your ass, then you expect the shipping agent to ship the gold without meeting the shipping agent, without meeting the seller. I'm telling you, 100% guarantee you're going to be duped. I can guarantee you that. Now, this is happening now. This morning, I received a phone call from a person that she was being scammed. This is what she said. And she was dealing with the shipping agent that I put on my page that my seller used the shipping company. So I did ring the shipping company. And I even give the lady a copy of my conversation with the shipping agent. According to this shipping agent, the lady was offered $32,000. And the owner of the gold, he has to find a financier, right? And the lady, she only transferred $187,000, I think. Okay? And because I was given a copy of the receipt. Okay. But this lady is not my customer. She's not. She just deal with the shipping agent, which I promoted the shipping agent because my seller used the shipping agent. And that lady, she was watching me, she was following me, and she didn't buy gold from me. Actually, she didn't. She was dealing with the seller that she was using the shipping agent, which I recommend. But even though I recommend, you have to investigate. You have to ask what is your address, and you're gonna ask me. Well, I mean, what do you think? Right? And I have a conversation with the lady, and she did call the Sierra Leone police. I don't know if he is really a police to help her to investigate the shipping agent. So I have a conversation with the lady, and she called me through WhatsApp. So I was listening, and she reported the shipping agent to the authority, and I told to the authority I have no idea. Yeah, I am not responsible because the buyer didn't buy gold from us. She bought the gold to other seller. But because I put the shipping agent on my page, right? So she contacted my that agent. My seller was using that shipping agent. So I asked my seller, who is your shipping agent? So she did recommend me that she used the shipping agent. So I also mentioned the shipping agent on my page, that my seller using the shipping agent. So this lady didn't even coordinate with me. She should said, Wilhelmina, what do you think? I'm dealing with the shipping agent. I'm going to send money. What do you think? I should advise this lady. That's what I told her this morning. You did not coordinate with me. And you did not buy gold from us. And you cannot just keep on calling me and calling me and calling me because I don't know. And this lady, I don't even know. I not even seen her face. Yeah, she's on my WhatsApp. We communicated. She followed my video, right? She followed my online virtual page, but she's not smart. She wasn't smart. If I am the buyer today, it doesn't matter that I saw the recommendation on Wilhelmina's page. I should do the due diligence properly. I should. Okay, give me your address, your registration as a shipping agent. You, as the buyer, should investigate, not me. I am not your servant. I only help the buyer when the buyer buy gold from us through Wilhelmina. Because I make sure that the buyer would be satisfied with my services. But that lady, she didn't even buy gold from Wilhelmina. She didn't. Yes, she did contact the shipping agent, which she saw my page that my seller used the shipping agent. She did. Yeah, she did. And she was using the other seller who offered $32,000. And I don't have any idea with her communication with the shipping agent until such time I received the document that she need my help. So I advised her, I cannot help you. But I did make a phone calls, which I did record so that that lady can hear my conversation with the shipping agent. Mr. Buyer, you cannot just sit down in your ass waiting for the gold to deliver. And especially if you're paying taxes. 95% of a foreigner, I am a foreigner. 95% of the foreigners send money to Africa to the seller in order for the seller to ship the gold. No, it wouldn't work. Either the seller will be duped and the buyer. Both buyers and seller have an issue here. The seller is hungry to sell and the buyer is hungry to buy. Oh, I'm going to get the discount. Can you imagine the gold today is $63,000? $63,168.82 minus $32,000. My goodness. You're going to profit, just a moment, 63,168.82 minus 32,000. This could be your profit. No way. So you as the buyer also crook. Yeah. There's no real seller is selling $32,000. The $32,000 per kilo is only 12 carats, which is 50% purity of the gold. That is for industrial, making SIM card. And you are buying to resell it to your customer. Either you're gonna sell it to your customer to make into jewelry or to refine into 99.99, but you're a buyer, you are not paying attention. Yeah. And then you blame the shipping agent. I don't know. I don't have any idea what you're doing. I am not here to solve your problem. I am not an authority to solve your problem. I spent long distance already to help that person, right? And I feel sorry for her. And I told her, you should coordinate with me. I sent her a voice this morning. And I told her, I cannot help you. I try my best to call this shipping agent. Yeah, and she asked me who is my seller. No, I wouldn't reveal my seller because my seller is not involved with your illegal activities. No, I keep my seller's privacy. Yeah, I told this lady I would be online to explain this situation. My goodness, you are not buying gold from me. My goodness, you didn't even coordinate with Wilhelmina. And then you're going to say, oh, what comes around goes around. No, it is your fault, not my fault. Hmm. Mr. Buyer, don't, you are a little bit too greedy because you want to get the profit. Hmm. This gold is a very dangerous business if you have least capital. I can sense that person because I look at the documentation. She has a partner. Yeah. And she is now embarrassed with her partner because her partner sent money to the shipping agent to pay the shipping cost. Now, Mr. Buyer, may I explain to you thoroughly. Whether you buy gold in Ghana, whether you buy gold in Mali, whether you buy gold in Sierra Leone or Conakry or Zimbabwe or Togo or Burkina Faso, there's always export documentation to be prepared, and you need to pay the gold plus taxes. Now, the taxes, 2% on the total sale value. Right? So, may I use my calculator? 32,000 times 215. This is the total amount of the gold. I'm gonna get my pen. So that you guys will be educated. I'm not supposed to teach you because that is not my job. My job is to sell. If you are my customer, yes, I will guide you. Yes, I will explain to you step by step. But you are not my customer. Yeah? But this video is for everyone. Yeah, Isam, good evening, good afternoon to you. Now, this is the price of 215 on $32,000 per kilo. That is why you have been duped. Okay? 688,000. The shipping cost and insurance is 2%. 1% on the shipping cost and insurance to 1% in total, 2% on the total sale value times 2%. Okay, this is you're gonna pay to the shipping agent. The shipping agent will charge you 2% on the total sale value. But the shipping agent didn't tell you that. You rely on the shipping agent. You should ask, okay, I'm buying good to the seller. How much on the total sale value? So 688, right? Almost $1 million. So you have to ask, okay, Mr. Shipping Agent, how much is the shipping cost? How much is the insurance? So he's gonna tell you 2% on the total sale value. This is you're gonna pay to the shipping agent, not the seller. Because the shipping agent will process the paperwork. But how about paying the gold? So the seller didn't bring the gold to the shipping agent. Yes, the shipping agent issue you the document because you did transfer the money to the shipping agent account. And the shipping agent account, his account is American account. I look at it because I have the bank account and I requested the shipping agent. When I look at it, yeah, they are legit. But the shipping agent was also unaware. So what happened? The lady called me this morning around 10 o'clock in the morning. And that's why I told her that I'm going to explain this on my social office in order for the future buyer to be aware. Now, there's so many buyer has been duped, so many. Not only this person in New York. You are not the only one. My seller in Bamako, Mali, was promised to bring gold to Istanbul. And the buyer from Istanbul, he traveled to Bamako, Mali. And he was promised that start 2 kilos. Okay? And then when you arrive in Istanbul, we will sign a big contract. The seller and the buyer traveled together in Istanbul at the refinery. The gold was being asked to the refinery in Istanbul. And the refinery paid the fake buyer to his account. And the seller waiting to be paid. And the money didn't come to his bank account. Huh? So the seller was being scammed as well by the buyer. Then another seller, he brought the gold to Dubai 3 years ago, Mr. CDB, 45 kilos. He was being poisoned by a buyer, Indian Pakistani. Can you imagine that? Then another seller from Sierra Leone, and he brought 25 kilos by Indian. They traveled together to Dubai, and the Indian says, we will sign a contract. The Indian traveled to Sierra Leone, and the naive Sierra Leone traveled together. He was met in the airport. He was being distracted. He was given drinks, and he fell asleep as his 25 kilos was taken away from his room. And when he wake up, the 25 kilos disappear. And then the seller reported the buyer is not even registered in Dubai. So there are so many illegal activities. And then my seller as well in Conakry, he was being promised that this buyer from Paris, he will invest after 450 kilos, $23 million worth. My seller in the head office was a scam as well. Right. And then when I arrived last year, 2020, I told my seller, don't believe on buyers. No, I wouldn't believe it, you guys. Unless I see your business registration, unless I see your importation license, unless I see your proof of fund. I wouldn't believe you if you're saying me I am the buyer without my thorough screening, without knowing who you are. I wouldn't believe you if you're telling me you're a buyer. Okay, show me the proof of fund, the value of 215 kilos. You don't have 600 million. You don't have 688 million thousand dollars. You don't have. You only afford to pay. I think on the document is $60,000. So, of course, the gold will not come to you. Of course, yeah. Then another friend of mine, right? He sent money, and then he was embarrassed. Madam, I was being duped. What happened? I did send money in Ghana. What? And I told him, I told you that before. Don't send money if you have less capital. Oh, I want to leverage. Yes, I know you're leveraging. Exactly this lady. She wanted to leverage. No, you cannot leverage the gold unless there is a commercial invoice. You need to have a commercial invoice coming from the seller. You need to have a copy of an asset report, right? You need to have a copy that the gold is free of illegal activities. You need to have a copy from the seller. You need to have a copy that the gold ownership, that you own the gold, that you have paid the gold, but you did not pay the gold. You only pay the shipping cost. You only pay taxes. But the gold is not belong to you. If I buy diamond, what is the procedure? Exactly the same. Ishan, if you're gonna buy diamond, my online store, there's a diamond. Pay attention. You keep on roaming around and window shopping. You go on my virtual page. There is a page on diamond. Select the stone. Then you come back to me. You cannot just sit down in India thinking that you will get the diamond. You will never. You need to travel and inspect. Now, going back to this gold, because there's a person who has been duped, I would like to give you the answer, the meaning of scam. Most of you buyers, oh, I was being scam, Africans is scammer. Both buyers and sellers are scamming each other. Scamming each other. Why? If you're gonna ask for cheap price, expect end of the day you will be duped. Expect. And if the seller offer you 32, 28, 35, expect that you will be duped and the gold will not come to you. Expect. The real seller would not sell you 32 or 38. Wouldn't. Now on my page, on this page, after my explanation, because I'm going to exit someone wanting to talk to me on Skype and on WhatsApp because I have a buyer traveling to Bamako, Mali. Everything is done, sign a contract. So, if you are looking for cheap price, you're expecting disaster. You are. And if you have least capital, I think I would rather advise you to stay away. And if you have a buyer, let me handle it. I would love to help you to talk to your buyer, and I'm sure you're going to be paid. But you don't know how to handle. You don't know. And let me handle it. I will interview the buyer and create a group chat so that you can listen it. Immediately, I can detect the buyer. Whether that buyer is bullshitting or not, I can detect it. I'm using business psychology. People doesn't like Wilhelmina. That is not my problem. My problem is I want to help you guys because Africa has been tarnished. Either the seller is trying to convince you to sell cheap price, or you as the buyer is hungry to sell, you're also crook. Because you're looking for cheap price, because you're sitting down in your ass, then expect the gold to deliver to you or expect the diamond to come to you. No, it wouldn't work at all. It wouldn't work. That is why you're going to say, oh, well, Amina is a scammer. I don't know how much I scam you guys. Define me the words scam. Define me. If you cannot give me the answer, I will give you the answer right now. The old version is deceive. You deceive yourself because you wanted to get cheap price. You deceive yourself, and the seller allow you to deceive you because the seller wanting to sell cheap price to you, and the seller, when he get the money, you would never get the seller back. And once you give the money, your money would not be returned. Once the seller get the money, he will distribute the money to the community because the gold belong to the community. It's not belong to one person. Even the diamond, it's not belong to one person. They bring it to the cartel, and that person is selling the diamond. Yes, he has a license to mine. Yes, he has license to sell. Yes, but you need to have a Kimberley certificate that the diamond is free of blood diamond. Without that, excuse me, you wouldn't get it. And if you keep on bargaining and bargaining, you want a cheap price, then go somewhere else. Because diamond is not for free. Diamond is not cheap. When you cut the diamond, right, uncut stone, you sell it, you have a profit of 100%. And then you get the diamond from Africa from $850 per carat. But don't ask Wilhelmina, how much is the price? On my page, there is a diamond. Circle it. Send it to Wilhelmina, then I will send it to the head office. How much is the price? Because the diamond price is not fixed, even in gold. Now, I think I already explained it to you guys. And do not blame Wilhelmina because you didn't buy gold from Wilhelmina, huh? You didn't. You should ask me, Wilhelmina, I know I couldn't afford your seller price, but I would like to ask an opinion. What do you think of this? I'm going to tell you, don't send money. Yeah, you have to travel. Yeah, you have to travel, inspect. When you like it, that is the time you pay. But if you're just sitting down in your ass, Wouldn't. It wouldn't work at all. I'm sorry. You're gonna burn your fingers and your pocket. Now, I have the broker. He said that he has a buyer in Conakry. Yeah, few hours ago. I know the buyer, and I told him, don't waste your time. The buyer that is using you, I know him. I rejected him. Yeah, he's an arrogant buyer. Now, Mr. Buyer, there are 5 of you stuck in Conakry. Conakry is very strict. You are there on the ground right now, and you've been floating around on social media. That is fine, because social media is an advertising site. Yeah, I advertise that we have the products. Yes, I do. And if you're a real buyer, you will get from us. That's why I tell the world, hey, we are here to do business. Of course, this is marketing. Facebook is an advertising site, right? YouTube is an advertising site. But if you're a buyer, of course, you will get the gold from us, because I advertise, I show my face that we are transparent. But you are not transparent. You don't even show your face. You hide your face. So to me, I wouldn't believe that you're a buyer. Now, going back to this Conakry, I rejected this buyer. He's been roaming around from broker to broker. When the broker mentioned the name, I said, I know this buyer. I rejected him already. Now, Mr. Buyer, I know you went to you are in Conakry right now. I know before you travel you were talking to a lot of seller. I know that. I've been to Conakry before lockdown. Even myself, I meet this. I meet a buyer. So you were being frustrated because you didn't like the seller that you were supposed to meet when you arrived, and you didn't get the gold. So therefore, the seller turned you down. So you're stuck in Conakry. Of course, you're gonna go on your computer search, because you're gonna be on LinkedIn, right? You're gonna be on Facebook, right? And you're gonna do research on YouTube. When you search gold in Africa, my video pop up into your screen because I explain it. On YouTube, you listen to the video thoroughly. Then after you listen to the video, click below. It says show more. So the full corporate offer is on every video. But you were even excited. Once you see this beautiful lady, immediately you're excited. You listen. This is for your own benefit, not mine. I'm not supposed to tell. You know, my seller was saying, well, Amina, you're really so nice. You feed these buyers a lot of information, but this buyer have no money. This buyer asking CIF. You know what my seller was saying? Buyer asking LC is a poor guy. Buyer asking CIF, they are poor. Why you are poor? May I explain to you? You don't have cash. You are using the gold to leverage. You are going to launder. Do you understand what is laundering? Go on internet. What is the meaning of gold laundering? You are one of the launderer. You can only afford to pay taxes. How about paying the gold? How about paying the stone? Yeah, you don't have the money. And then you can only afford, oh, I can pay taxes, bring it to India, or bring it to New York, or bring it to Singapore, or bring it to Hong Kong, or bring it to Australia. Australia, when you bring gold, 10% importation tax. But that importation tax, you can reclaim that on the end of the financial year. Before you're gonna buy this precious item, you need to have a company in your own country. And you need to have an importation license of your own country, because when you bring the products, the customer will say, where is your importation license? Yeah. And then you cannot produce the importation license, your products will be confiscated. Yeah. My seller has an export license to export to you. Yeah. The seller will provide you all the necessary export documentation because he owns the products. So he is going to export to you. So when you bring that to New York, you show the export documentation to to your custom. The custom will open the metal box. Where is the custom clearance from the country of origin? If there is no custom clearance, you're gonna be accused as a smuggler. Yeah, there are certain documents you need. And then you're gonna send money because you're expecting the shipping agent will send. I don't believe. Yeah, especially you buy gold in Cameroon. Oh, there's so many buyer asking me, do I need CMAC? No, you don't need a CMAC license. The seller needs an export license to export to you. But you as the buyer, you need to have an importation license. You are buying money. You have to declare that in your country when you arrive. Yeah, and the seller will declare that to his government that you pay the gold to reflect the cash inflow, whether you buy gold and diamond exactly the same. There is no such broker will explain to you like this. That is the reason why I said on every video, listen very carefully, Mr. Buyer. On every video, I always say, do not travel without invitation. And you need Wilhelmina to be with you. And my extra service is not for free. I do charge my extra to help you, to accompany you. But I do charge my extra service to cover my airfare, my hotel accommodation, my travel insurance, and spending money. Yes, I do. But you cannot afford. That's why you're asking CIF. That is why you send money because you have a limited cash. Please, get out of this business if you're only paying taxes. Get out. If you just send money, you're going to expect burning in your pocket. I'm telling you. That is the reason why buyers are scared with Wilhelmina. This person, she was visiting my page. Yeah? And I was talking to her this morning. And I told her that I'm going to explain on my live office, but I'm not going to mention the person's name. But this is in general. Whoever you are, Mr. Buyer, whoever you are, make sure you have the money. Please do not send money to Ghana. Please do not send money to Cameroon. Please don't send money to Mali. Please don't send money to Conakry. Please don't send money to Sierra Leone unless you're gonna be there. Yes? Africans are fickle-minded, like you do. You easily become deceived. You are vulnerable. Okay? So please, if you have limited cash, don't be involved in this business. Now this lady, she called the Muhammad from Sierra Leone, and she asked me about the shipping agent address. I don't know. Yes, I was talking to that person by long distance because I have to double check because I have the buyer. Yeah, and he said yes, he knows my seller. Then I put it on my page that my seller used this shipping agent. But you as the buyer, you did not buy gold from me. You didn't. You didn't ask my opinion. And you were being ashamed to tell me. Then you deal with the shipping agent and the seller. Then I don't even know the seller whom you're dealing with. Until such time, I call the shipping agent what is going on. And I spend long distance. That is cost money. I'm not supposed to call long distance because you are not my customer. You're not. So then you're going to say, oh, what comes around goes around. No, that's not my problem. It's yours. I'm sorry if I'm going to say this to you, Miss Buyer. I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to ask sorry because I don't owe you nothing. I don't owe you nothing. Okay? You are lucky that you see my virtual page. You should read it. You should. What necessary I need. Why this seller offer me $32,000? Why? Think about it. You're well educated. Use your business psychology. Yeah. I wouldn't. I've been in marketing for 36 years. I can sense whether you're crook or not. Yes, I can sense it. I've been in real estate for many, many years. I always interview the buyer. Yeah? Here in Australia, when you buy property, we sell properties online. Everything we put online. Then the buyers do search online on the search engine. My picture used to be many years ago is always online because we have to show to the buyer who is the agent of the property. I'm giving you an example because I used to be on real estate. Okay? Then I focus on gold. I was the one who introduced this. No such broker or no such seller introduced this. I'm the one educated both buyers and seller. I'm the one because I feel sorry for you as a foreigner as well, and I feel sorry for the seller. This is business. You want to earn profit? Of course, Wilhelmina also want to earn. Yeah, I'm not giving you for free. Nah. If you want, you're lucky you learn. No, you have to use your brain. Yeah. Wilhelmina, how much is my profit? I just received an email. And he said, I saw you on YouTube. And I told him, did you learn out of the video? Did you read it? Oh, I'm about to start. No, I'm not interested to teach you. You read. It's from India. Do you think I'm going to get the profit? That's not my business to tell you you get the profit. You go to the world market. Yeah. You buy. We will give you a discount. And then it is your responsibility to sell, not me. I'm not going to tell you how much is your profit. I don't gain from you. I only gain when you buy the gold from my seller. I only gain. But you keep on asking me, what is the price today? Well, you do the research. Yeah. Do the research how much the price of gold today. Now, I always update it. If you don't listen, you don't watch my video, you would not learn. Isn't it, Michelle? Yeah. The price of gold today is 63,168.82. You have a computer, right? So, well, let me know what is the price of gold. Well, you do the research. Price of gold, gold. You will see it. You pretend to be dumb, but you are not dumb. Yeah. Yeah. Wilhelmina is the one who put everything, and I've given you food in your plate, but you don't know how to use your spoon and fork. Okay? How many times I told you? You read, digest it properly before you make a final decision. If you made a mistake, that is not my problem. It is your problem. That is the reason why I am always saying on my video, do not travel without invitation. Do not travel without Wilhelmina. I need to be with you, but my extra service is very cheap. Yeah, to cover my travel costs, I'm not giving you for free service anymore. My office is free. I explain it. You read the full corporate offer very extensively. You will gain out of this. I'm sure 100%. But you hate my guts. You don't like my name. You're allergic of Wilhelmina's name. Why? Because you're also crook. Yeah. Crooked person is scared with this lady. You keep on running around, roaming around, chasing to group, thinking you can get the offer very cheap. Yes, there are so many cheap offers. Yes, the seller will trap you. Yes, 100%. There was a guy from Indonesia, right? And he was offered $28,000. He come to me. I said, why you come to me? You've been dealing with that seller. So, Madam, what do you think? I said, why? You said, what do you think? I was being offered $28,000. Oh, really? And I told him, okay, while you are with me, go and search www.price.Gold.org. I want you to click that. Think about it, the price of gold on the world market. And someone offer you $28,000. And you are a foreigner. Then I called the seller. Hey, someone, because the broker told me this is the seller. So he give me. So I make an effort to assist this dumb buyer. He's not buyer, he's a broker. And I called this seller. Why are you offering $28,000? You're deceiving this buyer. So, you know, madam, because he's a bargainer. And then, when he arrived, Madam, we will tell the real price. I said, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Mhm. And I told him, that is the reason why you have been tagged as a scammer. Scammer means you're lying to this buyer. Correct. Yeah. So I told the buyer, don't. And he's only a broker. He wanted a commission. You have not seen the seller. You just only seen the seller on the group. Open the camera. And most of you guys, you don't need to, you don't open your camera, you're scared. Yes. Don't you know when you come to Wilhelmina, you are on live video call? Because I done it purposely. You know, when you have a conference, we are now on Zoom. Zoom conference. And you're scared? To me, you're a crook. Maybe you're a swindler. Maybe you're good mafia. Why are you scared to open your camera? Why? Why you scared? Ah, I wonder why. I'm not scared to show my face. Ah, I'm not. Hmm. So those buyers are scared to show their face. We are live. I am live. When you call Wilhelmina, yes, you are on Zoom with Wilhelmina. Yeah. And why are you scared for? Oh, Wilhelmina, don't record because it's against the law. Bullshit. Excuse my language. Hmm. We are now on Zoom, right? Why are you scared? You show your face on YouTube. You show your face on Facebook. Don't be scared. I am with you, guys. Yeah, I am with you. That is the reason why you have been duped, because you want to cut corner. Your eyes is bigger than $1. Yeah. How many times I told you, talk to Wilhelmina, come with me, plan your trip, plan yourself. Do you have the money? The 10 kilos, do you have $500,000? You don't have. Mm. So, you're not a buyer. This gold business and diamond business is for the real buyer, not for the joker buyer, asking CIF, asking LC, asking SBLC, asking standard letter of credit. Yes, you have been duped before. I have the buyer yesterday. You know, madam, I was being scammed in Ghana. I'm gonna use SBLC. Good luck. Yeah, gold in Africa is a cash business. We have tons of gold because my seller is the one who produced. But I encourage you, start a trial. I encourage you to start 10 kilos. In Conakry, minimum 10 kilos. In Bamako, Mali, they will consider 5 kilos. Cash. Then, when you develop your business relationship with us, then you might consider to have a CIF 50-50. We cannot give you 100% CIF. No way. No way. You can only pay cost and insurance. How about paying the gold? Ah, no way. There was a guy from Hong Kong. He was telling my friend, last night when I having conference with my friend, this guy, he said to my friend, no way that the buyer can get CIF. I was just laughing. You need to build your confidence to the owner of the gold. Correct. Correct. No way you will get CIF. You are going to pay cash. How are you able to get this gold, Mr. Buyer? You travel, you inspect the gold on your reservation in the office. The seller has his own office. Okay? So when you inspect, the gold will be asked to Central Bank if you want Conakry. The gold will be asked to DDGO if you want Sierra Leone. The gold will be asked to DNGM if you want Bamako, Mali. Then you will get the assay report. The gold is 22 carats. The purity is 95-96. When you get the assay report, then that is the time you transfer the payment bank to bank. There is a cost of $100 per kilo. So on 10 kilos, $1,000. You prepare to pay $1,000 to that local refinery. 5 kilos, you pay $500 to that local refinery because you are using their facilities. Yes, but you have not paid the gold. So when the gold will be assay, I'll explain to you again. When the gold will be assay, this is the gold from Ghana. And Eric Blasco from Mexico. He screwed me, huh? But this is a very good moral lesson to you guys. This gold, during the time, the assay report, the assay cost us $50. So this gold inside the metal box is 50 kilos. Huh? The buyer has no money to pay. So there was a commotion. So because I was inside the ER logistic, I'm using this as an example. Huh? So after the assay, can you see the buyer and the seller initial it in order for the gold cannot be tampered? Because there would be a tampering, really. Yes, they're going to swap. I can guarantee you. Because I was on the ground. So what I have done, because I'm very, very smarter than you guys, I said to the buyer, okay, Mr. Buyer and seller, after the gold drop, initial it. So the gold returned to the metal box. Because you have not paid the gold. You haven't. You only ask the gold to make sure you get the assay report. So the gold was returned to the metal box and keep it to the security company. So the buyer is Eric Blasco, the Mexican. And he screwed me. Yeah? He screwed me. And he wanted the gold to deliver to Mexico. Lucky that I have a good buyer, a good driver, right? He's the one who said, Madam, I feel sorry for you. Both buyers and sellers screwed you. Yeah? So this is the meeting. Can you see that the lady with the yellow? Eric Blasco and Mr. Marine and my boss, the manager of Orum Mining Company, 2013. So I have all the files. Because if someone muck around with me, yes, you will be exposed. Yes. Now, I was being blocked, 2011. This buyer from Canada, his name is Salwan Kanwar, right? He signed a contract with Mining Ancient Company. He doesn't have the money during the time, 2011, of 40 kilos. He couldn't even afford to pay the 40 kilos. When he arrived in Ghana, he bargained it to 5 kilos. During the time, the price of gold is 250 kilos. He couldn't afford to pay 250 kilos. He already paid taxes exactly the same as this lady in New York. Yeah. That he has an issue recently. So this is the guy, yeah, Salwan Kanwar. He blocked us. I don't care if you block me because I didn't receive any single cents from you guys. Yeah. And I have the file. So I responded his blog. So we are even, Mr. Salwan Kanwar. Yeah. So that is the reason why you said, oh, well, I mean, this is camera. No, I don't give a shit, you guys. May 23rd, a lady from South Africa. He stole my picture. Yeah. And he and his partner attacked me on my page. She said that she is a seller. I'm gonna show you the picture of this lady. I have all the file. So that you guys, you will know. Don't muck around with Wilhelmina. Do not. Because I have all the files. I am sharing this bad experience I have so that the future buyer wouldn't repeat it again. Where's the lady? Her name is Winka Dreyer. He stole my picture from my Facebook page. This is the picture. If you see the lady holding the gold, this blouse yellow, okay? Because the picture was, there is no messages, and Winka Dreyer from South Africa, she stole my picture from my virtual page because she hates my guts. Well, that's not my problem if you hate my guts, because I am really brutal, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm very frank and straightforward. I don't muck around. Mhm. I don't ask you money, guys. I didn't receive any single cents from you. Mhm. And even William Stevenson, he's also a joker from LinkedIn, and Spencer Campbell. I don't know them. And why you gonna say I'm a scammer? How much did I scam you? You're a scammer. You've been asking CIF. You are. Yeah. You're a bigger asking credit. You don't have the money. You're a bigger asking CIF. You don't have cash. Yeah. Gold is cash. Why you ask for credit? We don't know you. Yeah. We don't know you and you don't know the seller, so you have to build your credibility. That is why I said start a trial. This is the gold from Conakry, the armor car, from the central bank to the airport. I was there. If you are on Conakry page, I was outside the airport. Yeah, Conakry is really very strict. Before the gold will brought to the central bank, you come to the office first. Yeah, with Wilhelmina. Inspect the gold. When you inspect the gold, you make your down payment in the office before the gold will be brought to the central bank. Because when the gold will brought to the central bank, the gold cannot be taken out of the building when you change your mind. Most of the buyers are very tricky. Yes, yes. Conakry, you cannot muck around. Very, very strict. You're going to say, oh, I have the buyer, bring the gold to Conakry. To me, you're a swindler. You come to the office, we have the gold. I will arrange. But, as I've said to you guys, we don't deal buyers already on the ground. You will be the company guest. You will be. You will be welcome in the airport. You will be taken to the office, inspect. Inspect first. You like it? Then that is the time the gold will be brought to the central bank. If you go to Mali, you come to the office, then you make a down payment. If you are hesitant, you bring your own gold taster. You buy online, there's $5,000. You know, just like a gun. You buy it, and in the office, you taste the gold. So, okay, I like it. Let us proceed. Then the seller will say, okay, you like it. You make your down payment, your commitment. Yes? Just like when you buy a property in your country. You like the house, 5 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms. Then you sign a contract. You make a deposit, your commitment. In real estate, you're going to be asked 10% deposit, subject for finance. Huh? In gold, you make a deposit, subject for your payment transfer bank to bank, the balance. It would take 3 working days from your end to the correspondence bank goes to New York. From New York goes to, because always all the transfer payment goes to correspondence bank. Then correspondence bank to the central bank of that particular country. Then when the money arrive at the central bank, then goes to the headquarters of the local branch. Then that is the time they will transfer to the local branch bank account of the seller. So maximum of 5 days because of the time difference. So when your payment would be cleared, that is the time the seller will process your export documentation. Whether you buy diamond or gold, you're gonna stay in Africa maximum 8 to 9 days, maximum. So then, the payment will be processed, or the export documentation has already been processed. That is the time the gold will be carried by the armor car to the airport. That is why I need to be with you guys. I will arrive the day before you arrive. Now, there was an incident that the buyer come with me and he wanted to buy diamond. Yeah? He was with me. But I wonder why. He's ashamed and he doesn't want to talk to me. He wanted to go behind my back. And what happened? He failed. Now, Mr. Buyer, if you're watching me, You're very much clever. You're Australian. We're the same, both Australian. And you don't want to talk to me. You do the talking to the seller, but the seller was telling me, Madam, this buyer is very strange. He doesn't want to talk to you. I said, I think he has a motive. Maybe he wanted to talk to you directly. It's okay. I told my seller, okay, it's all right. You just deal. Mhm. Now, Mr. Buyer, if you make a down payment and if you don't continue, your down payment would not be refunded. I'm telling you. Mhm. So you're very clever when you're gonna be with you. You're very clever when you were with me. So what happened? You fell. Mr. Buyer, don't repeat it. So you are a loser. Mm. So I said to my seller, it's okay. At least he's saw the diamond. Yeah. Mr. Seller or Mr. Buyer, I think you should not allow any buyer to go behind my back if I bring the best seller I have, Conakry and Mali. The best. Mhm. The best seller I have. Sierra Leone, not much, but they need an educational assistance. But I always say, come with me. I can assure you, Bamako, Mali, or Sierra Leone, or Conakry. Conakry is the best. Top of the rate. You know, when I was in Conakry last year, 2019, so I was in Conakry February this year, 2020. There was a guy from Melbourne, okay? And he brought the buyer. I met him in the escalator. My seller owned the building. And he was surprised why I'm in the office. He's an Indian, but he lives in Melbourne. You know me, I introduced myself. Hi, I'm Wilhelmina Ford from Australia. Oh, you're from Australia. What part? Brisbane. I'm from Melbourne. Oh, okay. So that guy was waiting on the lounge, the reception. I was in the office. I have my own office there. And he didn't get the gold. He was asking CIF. Yeah, he didn't get the gold. Another investor from Middle East. February. Yeah. He went to my seller's office. They are big time investors, according to my head office. And then after the meeting, Madam, I want to talk to you. I said, why? I want your opinion. I said, okay, what is the opinion you want? We have an investors from Middle East. They want to invest $1 million. And then they want us to sign a contract 70-30. I said, no, don't. And the father said, why? There's a reason why. You become slave. You are already on operation, and he knows that the investors, he knows that you have he used deposit of gold for mining for 20 years. This is Mineral Consulting Group of Company. I have the video. I listen to that video that I have presentation. And I said to my seller, you have a huge deposit of gold and diamond in that mines, and then this investor, he wanted to control you, and he wanted to govern your company 70% and you are 30%, you're a slave. And if you want to invest, tell them, okay, you want to invest, you invest on machinery. We will pay you in gold instead. Rather than that the investor, he will control you and he want to become billionaire and you're still a slave. The seller didn't sign a contract because of this lady. So the seller was really thankful. Yeah, you're right, Mrs. Ford. I said, don't. You work so hard. This is for your children's children. This is a family business. Tell the investor, okay, you buy first the gold, then we will review it. You invest on washing machine. You invest on excavator. You invest on rock cracker or stone rock cracker. We will pay you in gold. Something like that. My seller start to understand. And you know what my seller say? You're the best, Mrs. Ford. Oh, thank you. You know, I love Africa. I'm not African. I'm not. I was born in the Philippines. My ancestor is a Spaniard. Spanish conquered the Philippines 500 years ago. My ancestor is Spanish. Mhm. Okay? So I don't like white people to underdog the color. It doesn't matter if you're black or green or yellow. We are all equal. We are all equal. God created us in different color. But the blood running into your heart, we are the same. The blood running into your heart is red. Mhm. I really don't like people deceitful. Because I was deceived, big time. I was deceived in Ghana. That was my bad experience. But I share it with you guys. I share it because I want to help you so that you will not repeat it again. But if you don't like me, that's not my problem. Mhm. It's not my problem. If you hate my guts, good luck. Mhm. People blog me, I'm a scammer. I don't know. Mhm. I don't have any idea. Did you give me money, Mr. Baya? Mhm. I'll give you an example again. Whether you're atheist or Muslim or Hindu, whatsoever. Do you believe in God? Do you? Jesus Christ had 12 disciples. Yeah? Judas, Peter, and Thomas. I'm using 3 disciples only. Mhm. When the Last Supper, if you see the Last Supper, Judas dipped the bread into Jesus Christ on the cup. Is Judas, he sold Jesus Christ of 17 sterling to his enemy that doesn't believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. So King Pontius Pilate crucified Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was an innocent man, but nobody believed that he is the Son of God. The God the Father is a very, very mysterious. Mhm. He sent his Son to the world to save your greediness and my greediness, your sin and my sin. So he died on the cross because of you and me. Yeah? So Judas is the scammer. He deceived his co-disciples. He sold Jesus Christ on his enemy. That is scam, isn't it? And Thomas didn't believe that Jesus Christ was resurrected after three days, and his body and soul goes to heaven to join and sit in the right hand of the God the Father. But he didn't believe that Jesus Christ disappeared from his tomb, and Jesus Christ appeared to Thomas. Thomas, Thomas, blessed are those people who believe me that have not seen me. And then Peter, he defended Jesus Christ and he cut the ears of the enemy, and then Peter denied it, and Jesus Christ returned the ear, returned it. And Peter lied. Can you hear the rooster tuk tuk on 5 o'clock? That was Peter. If you are very religious and Catholic, that is life. But if you're a Muslim, maybe you don't believe it. God, we have only one God. Jesus Christ is the Son of God the Father. The three Trinity, the Father, the Son, and Holy Spirit. But you don't believe in God. The world is full of crooks. The world full of corruption. The world full of greed. Yeah? You are one of the greedy people buying gold asking for CIF. You are greedy, you're asking for LC, you don't have cash. Mhm. You're greedy, you're asking for standard letter of credit, you don't have money. Why are you going to use the standard letter of credit? You know Africa is a cash transaction. You know that. And it will take 90 days or 70 days to process the SBLC. My seller has no facility to have an SBLC. He going to use the financier. The financier will charge my seller 5% fee plus 2% performance bonds. But I think you don't know the meaning of standard letter of credit. Gold business is cash. Here's the gold, taste it, you pay for it. Does that make sense, Mr. Baya? I think I already explained to you. Now, to remind again, this is my online office. If you cannot see Wilhelmina live, meaning to say I'm busy offline interviewing. Every day I reject a lot of buyer asking CIF. Most of them are joker broker. I want to deal with the buyer, not a chain of joker broker. If you have a buyer, bring it on conference, create on WhatsApp. I will interview the buyer. Your buyer is paying your commission. We give the buyer a discount. Based on the world market, our selling price is a spot price. Now on this video, I will put the price of the gold for the day. Today is 29. Tomorrow the price of gold is different. Now I'm going to go on the world market. Just a moment. Okay. The world market today, the price of gold. Now the price of gold today is 1964.77. In dollar term is 63,168.82. Now we give you less 5%. You're gonna say, oh, too expensive. Of course, you're buying expensive item. Now, the 5% is real price. But as I've said to you, when I travel with you, I'll give you back the 3% in total of 8%. When you resell it, you get the profit. Now on 8%, our selling price today is 58,115. Tomorrow, the price would be different. However, I always mention that on my video. We are very considerate. We can give you a good deal when it's a long term. Yeah? I might recommend to my seller, let us give the buyer 10%, which is $56,000 per kilo. Tax inclusive. You're not going to pay taxes. We waive the tax of 7% if it's a long-term contract. You inspect, you make a down payment of 30%. Yeah? Then the seller will travel with you together to your destination, but you need to have a guarantee that you will not default the payment. And you need to have a guarantee that when the seller representative comes to your country, he would be alive. We will put that on the contract. When I gather your vital information, I need to know your refinery account. I need to know who is the person to be contacted at the refinery. I need to know your refinery account. I need to know the telephone number and email address and the website, because Wilhelmina will call the refinery. Hi, Mr. Refinery. Is this your buyer? Is the person bringing gold to you? Why I do that? Because you might run away from the gold, or 70%. So we have to scrutinize you properly. Yeah. When we send you the contract, my seller's mining license will be on the contract, export license on the contract, passport copy is on the contract, and the banking details of the seller. And your business registration would be attached on the contract. Your importation license would be attached on the contract. Your passport copy attached on the contract. And Wilhelmina want to see your bank statement that you have $500,000 on 10 kilos. If you don't have that, I wouldn't believe you're a buyer. I wouldn't. You're scared to show, so therefore I start to wonder. This is money you're buying. There's so many criminal dealing on this gold and diamonds. So many sophisticated buyer. So many sophisticated broker. So many. That is why my seller hired Wilhelmina. This is my office. I created this live on social media. I'm not scared to show my face. I'm not. And then you don't like my guts? Well, that is not my problem. It's your problem. We don't deal joker buyer. We are here to deal direct to the buyer. You have the money, we have the gold. There's a saying, supply and demand determine the price. The golden rules in buying this precious item. He who has the gold makes the rules. The government is making the rules, not you. You don't need to make rules and to pay the taxes. Huh? And then the seller is hungry, he will deceive you. Yeah, he will. Then the seller say, okay, pay taxes. But once the seller receives the money, your money will be over. You will never receive the item. Believe me. Yeah. You're dealing with a small miner, my dear. Africa is cash transaction, my dear. Not CIF, my dear. This is cash business, my dear. Not CIF, my dear. So if you want to buy diamond, exactly the same. On my virtual page, I put everything impossible you don't understand. It is impossible. If you don't understand to me, you're just really dumb. You know what is the meaning of dumb? The real dumb means stupid. You're not. You're not dumb. Do not pretend to be dumb. Yeah. When I was involved in multi-level marketing, I asked question. The speaker said, well, Amina, did you go to school? I said, yes, I did. Go back and read. I was being insulted. So you, as the buyer as well, the same. Listen to the video. Go back and read. Then you come to Wilhelmina when you are ready. Thank you very much, Mr. Buyer. Now the time here is 8:56 in the evening. I have to exit. I have to have a break because someone is buzzing me. I have on my screen. On Skype there are 5. On WhatsApp I have 4 waiting. They're buzzing and buzzing and buzzing. So I have to attend them. I have to interview them. I might come back live when after the interview. Okay, Mr. Bayan, don't be ashamed with Wilhelmina. Don't be to call this embarrassed, and don't be naive. Make sure that you have the money. What is the purpose that you want to buy gold, Mr. Buyer? Of course, you want to make a profit. Yes. Gold is safe haven, correct? Gold has many uses, correct? But make sure you know what you are doing. I am not here to teach you. I am not. I am here to sell. That is why I put everything. The requirements, what you need, invoice, clearances, airway, it's already here in front of you. It is impossible you don't understand. If you don't understand, you are just a time waster. Yes, I don't deal time waster. I don't. I deal a real buyer that knows the business. If you are starting to be involved in gold and diamond business, on diamond, Mr. Buyer, you need to have at least 100,000 in your bank account. At least. Why? There is a minimum order on stone. At least 10 to 15 stone. So, the carat is from 850 above. So, don't bank on it. Can you understand what is the meaning of from? So, you go on my page on diamond. There you can select the parcel, circle it. Wilhelmina, I need this stone. 5 stones on 3 carats, 7 stone on 5 carats, 8 stone on 10 carats. Send it to me on WhatsApp, and when you send it to me, you need to introduce yourself properly, the name of your company, where are you coming from, the address, why you want to buy the stone, what is the purpose of buying rough diamond. Of course, you have a purpose. You have to resell it to the cutter. So that is your business. We'll give you a very good deal. You know how much the stone when the stone will be cut? You have a profit of $5,000 per carat. Yeah. So it is your business, not my business. Don't ask me how much is your profit, madam. What do you think? How much is my profit? I don't know. We give you the price. It's up to you to get the profit. So you do your homework, right? So this is what I'm telling you guys. So I think I already explained it to you. And who is this? Dennis. Hi, Dennis. Hello, ma'am. I'm sorry. Oh, do you have gold 24 carats? No, Dennis. The 24 carats, Dennis, you have to refine it. The 23 carats, Dennis, you refine it into 99.99. So, Only the refinery knows how to refine it. You're buying 23 carats here, Dennis, which is unrefined gold bars. So it's here. Hello, ma'am. I have a buyer in Dubai of 24 carats. Well, they can buy that to the refinery. Yeah, the refinery buy gold from Africa. He refined it to 24 carats. Then he can buy that to the refinery 2% discount, even 1%. So we don't sell 99 because it's already refined. Right. So I'm sorry, Dennis, I misread you. So because I was busy explaining, because there was a lady who was been disappointed, and she sent the money and she didn't get the gold. All right. So I think, Dennis, I answer your question. You are buying unrefined, Dennis. This is not refined. 24 carats is already refined. The 24 carats, Dennis, when 99.99, the refinery knows how to put a lid, because when this is 24 carat, is very soft. So it will break. Well, how do I know? I've been to this refinery here in Brisbane. Even 91% of purity of the gold, they can refine it into 99.99. So I got the idea. Then I can share it to the world. Even 91%. Then is there so many uses of gold. So I think you are just new in this gold industry. We're not selling 99.99. We're selling 23 carats, which is 97, from 96, 97. So you have to assay the gold first before the gold leave the country of origin. So I think, Dennis, I answered to your question. Anything else? So he disappeared. So, Ishan Jory, I think I already explained it to you, and you're lucky to watch my live video conference. This is my online office. If you watch this video, you're a winner. If you don't pay attention, well, that's not my problem. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant good evening. I might come back. The time here is 9 o'clock already. This is my online office. I would be interviewing these people offline. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant good evening. Take good care of yourself. Don't be afraid with Wilhelmina. Don't. Wilhelmina is very approachable. I'm just very tough. I'm just very strict. And I'm just a brutal person. Yes. Because I don't want you to repeat your same mistake. I was been a victim before. Okay? So, I would not repeat. I learned from many mistakes. I was been scam in Ghana big time. So, I would not repeat it. I am sharing you my bad experience so that it would not repeat to you again. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant good evening and good morning to you.